I've done some good stuff, eh? Like I've done the whole thing, 300 degrees.
Te Ngaronoa, Mahanga. Sup, my bro?
Yo, what's up?
Sup. Welcome to the Hokianga initiative. We've just been kind of chatting for the last hour, eh? Just spinning shit. For those people that don't know who you are, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Kia ora, ko Te Ngaronoa Piko te hauangiangi mahanga tēnei. Originally from Whangarei. Yeah, can you do one more ish? And I fell in love with hip hop through Tupac Shakur, as we had a east-west rivalry in our neighbourhood. Bloods, Crips were no longer, not at the time thing, prevalent. So it was more or less of who had the better music. Well, you East Side, Biggie Smalls, or you're a Tupac fan. West Side, yeah, live.
Bro, like in Whangarei, were they like East Coast, West Coast, was it?
Yeah, so it was more or less who had the loudest stereo in the neighborhood, as opposed to violence.
Feel you on that one, yeah.
Yeah, and rap battles emerged through b-boying, just a lot of who's the fittest, and beatboxing came in the early 2000s through Razel, and that was really my introduction where, wow, I'm so fascinated with Razel. Wind. And I was like, if you were able to do wind, you had
go, give us go.
Yeah, that's one.
Should we just give him a little round of applause for that one? It's nothing much.
Yeah, I feel real 32 now after I was like, man.
Sweating from an sweat.
Yeah, it's sweating.
Oh. Hey, it's awesome to have you on here, my bro. We've been like friends. It feels like forever, but it's only been about 3-4 months. But bro, I've been on some crazy adventures with you. Gotten to know you a little bit more. And you got so many amazing stories, and one of the reasons that you were going to be one of our first, if not the first person to come on here, was because you're just this ball of energy, this creative, in my eyes, genius, right? I'm going to talk you up a little bit.
Continue.
Nothing much, eh? But one of the things that really intrigued me is that you came from where I come from as well, and like I connect with you in that way too. So I'm like, in that like sense, when you were growing up in Whangarei, how did that affect the person you are today as a person and as well as that an artist?
I think community, having a great sense of humour was important, because it wasn't about hurting someone's feelings. It was about the power of wit, how we are able to do underhanded shots with compliments. Mate, those are some beautiful Jordans. From China, eh? Yeah, I was showing they're like fake.
Those China stores,
yeah. And they're like, and it's like, you just kind of...
the Nikes backwards, eh?
Yeah, and the pop culture that comes along with all different facets of your interests. Like, I loved basketball through Michael Jordan. That's inadvertently reintroduced me to hip-hop, because it was the culture of... It was the music of the sport. I fell in love with hip-hop through Tupac, and it's like, why are people obsessed with him? Why is he? Because he's gangster, he's strong, he's masculine, but he's also a poet and he's feminist. He loves his mother. So the contradictory interest for me was that he was also a Gemini.
And I'm guessing you're a Gemini as well?
Yeah. So apparently we have the ability to navigate through being angry and then finding a calm really easy, as opposed to holding it and really not loitering around emotions too long. Yeah.
Bro, that's surreal. And again, see, these are the kind of korero that made me feel like, you know, you were the perfect person to come on here and have this korero with. We were talking outside about your music, and one of the things that really resonated with me is, you know, as an actor, you love to have like a really strong character or story. We talked about like the kind of you know, being an actor and creating rap, like you can create characters in your own songs, right? Could you like kind of touch on, you know, we were just talking about Outlaw outside, which is one of your tracks. Talk about like the character that you got into for that.
Yeah, Outlaw, I was initially started from watching Tarantino's latest movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I was fascinated with that time when it was like cowboys, and it was like really badass jams then. It was like having that way about them. Hey there, partner, I see you haven't been around here much. You know, like, that kind of like bravado. And then thinking of like the idea of, if I had the ability to do whatever I wanted in the world, what would you do? And you would experiment over time doing all the beautiful things, but then you would end up touching on the bad things like murder, rape, gluttony, all the sins, and how you would be drawn towards it because it's like something that you can't get away with. So that's what led to Outlaw.
Bro, that's it. Like, and I love the idea of creating a character. You know, creating a character within your song. That was fucking amazing. How we were touching on, like, you became the character. You felt the emotions that he was going through, and that's like again, as I said, it resonates with me as an actor. Like you were talking about how, you know, the character made you cry. Could you like kind of
I think it was like,
you know?
How would I feel if I was to kill someone and then actually get a thirst from it? I got that because you can get away with it, and then constantly get this like bloodthirst, as you would in the art of war, where you were allowed, and it was a good thing that you were banishing all these enemies from your path. But knowing that at night when you sleep, those faces would haunt you, and the only thing that could ever comfort you is the polar opposite, and that would be those who you saw love in, who would smile at you. And so finding those polar opposites and not being able to sleep with that, and having that facade the moment you wake up to protect yourself. So I still do have a lot of cousins who are in gangs. They wake up angry because it's a part of who they have to be in gangs. They wake up Yoza. They speak Yoza to the point where you can feel the pain in the Yoza, because they feel like, I don't know who I am. I can't communicate what I feel. So I'm going to paint, tattoo things on my face to hide myself.
Yeah, I mean, shit. That's pretty profound there, my brother. Yeah, exactly that. And I also liked how we talked about hope as well, ending on a hopeful note, and that's kind of resonates with all of your music as well. You always try to find within the darkness hope. Like, you know, discuss how that works for you.
And the beautiful thing of hope is that you need to go there in order to really take in happiness, hope, faith, heaven. So for me to talk about Billie Jean's as a song, for example, is like, if I'm ever having a bad day, I put on some MJ, then I'm on my way. Sing, dance, rap, and entertain. It's in my Billie Jeans, it's in my DNA. And so it was like my refuge was, if I'm having a bad day, I'll put on some Michael Jackson. And it was like from anger, as I suffered from a lot of anger and tantrums because I couldn't communicate. If I was to be disrespected, and you don't say, I'm hurt, and they just continue to wind you up. And it's like everyone has a breaking point, right? And so I had a teacher, Mrs. Ross, who had a calm way of approaching counselling. She's, instead of going, I'll go and sit down, distracting the class, she would constantly go, you have a beautiful way about your anger. You know, you throw your fury. And she like poetically tells me, so it's a compliment that you poetically throw the desks around. Yeah, and not at the students. You don't throw it at the students. You throw it at it's giving the you know, you're not trying to hurt your peers. You're trying to be respected.
And you know, I can understand that anger, like you're trying to express your anger in a way that's not going to hurt other people.
Yeah, because
you know?
you're crying with anger.
Yeah.
So you're throwing it, and it's like, no, I'm not going to throw it at my bro. So you're constant. So it's anger sad, and so she introduced me to cameos. She goes, "How are you feeling right now?" I'm going, "I'm feeling angry." She goes, "What's a synonym of angry?" And it's like, "What's a synonym?" "Oh, I feel hot-tempered. I feel disrespected. I feel sad," and so you go through all these different adjectives and you end up finding, I feel calm. So she gives you just words to find your calm. So it's like, I feel angry, I feel upset, I feel confused, I feel exhausted, I feel sleepy, I feel calm.
So you found your way to express yourself.
Yeah. And she would just lend me her silence. And she, oh yes, absolutely, that is true. As opposed to going,
giving her side of
like
things.
she showed like intrigue, as opposed to like oh, I'm just doing this because this is my job. I'm intrigued by you. I'm fascinated by you, and it was compliments that I carry with me to this day. Your peculiar nature fascinates me. Your weirdness separates you from everyone else.
It's like the whole thing of listening, right? Like sometimes there's people out there that kind of, you can tell aren't listening, and then there's others that you know have got your back and they really want to understand you.
Yeah, yeah. And like, I had to move all my friends, my close friends, into that, you would call it like a feminine characteristic of understanding, of listening, of caring, and tackling your ego.
And that's fucked up that's seen as a feminine thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's actually just a human thing to do. That's what we should all be trying to do.
But that's why I say feminine, saying only puffs do that.
Yeah.
Only puffs do that.
Yeah, exactly. Only puffs give a hug, or you know.
So you got to find the balance of being able to hug and say, I care about you, I'm hurt. That's feminine. Masculinity is like, I'm protecting my mana by being angry. So it's like understanding the two.
Michael Jackson, big influence on your life, right? Big influence on my life. And I remember watching his what is it? What do you call it? Concert at the Super Bowl where he pops up from the ground, right? And he's just like, and there's like a 2-minute section where he's not even saying anything. He's just like turning his head from side to side, right? Yeah. Like, how did he influence? Because I feel like he influenced you in a different way than some people would, you know. Because some people, it's the music, you know, it's prophetic. But like, what was it about Michael?
It was the fact that I was living in a neighborhood that had a lot of domestic violence, had a lot of screaming, had a lot of noise, and had a lot of anarchy, and so my mother would always say, "Go to your room, and stay in your room." And for me, I was just fascinated with Michael Jackson, so I'd use his music to tune out, and because I spent a lot of time in my room because I was the only child growing up, I had to keep myself company. And luckily I had one of those tape decks when you could record yourself, and you go, hello, and they go, hello. I was like, oh my God. And you just end up laughing to yourself, and you go, tell Kaho, you got to come over and check this out. You end up doing massive radio broadcast by the end of the week. Welcome to Chocolate Sunday. We have on the show Kaho. Oh, we're going to have to do it again. And it's like these things like help to build characters in your mind. But it was escapism.
Yeah. And with Michael, I loved the way he moved. We all wanted to fucking walk, right?
Yeah.
We all wanted to, and you, like, one of the things I picked up on you, two things, right? First thing, when I met you, I remember you, just the way you moved, I was like, fuck, I'm sure he did kapaka. Surely. And then secondly, like you could tell just in the way you held yourself. It was very like I could see Michael Jackson in you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think it was more or less of I had to suffer a lot of bullying, laughing at, and instead of like rolling up in a ball, I said not only will I finish this performance, but next time I will do it 10 times better, just to prove he's wrong. So it shallows the laughing at.
No, I feel you. And on that performance note, what I want to do is get you to just like perform one of your jams for us.
Sure.
Even if you just like chuck on the song, you didn't even get it on Bluetooth. But yeah, we've got a special track that we're going to get him to play. It's called. Do you mind? Or do you want to say it?
Oh no.
Yeah. So it's, if I'm pronouncing it right, Anunnaki.
That's wrong. No.
Could you tell us? Well, I know you're looking for the song, but like tell us about like, your inspiration behind that
Absolutely. Song. Anunnaki, ancient civilizations had always fascinated me because it's been denied and still is being denied as not being the status quo. And because it leaned into things like religion, aliens, conspiracy nutter. I always like to push the envelope because people who are religious tend to be the first ones to comment, and that was not my intention. My intention was to bring it to the forefront and force people to Google Anunnaki.
And well, I mean, like when we spoke about it, like when you played the song to me, we actually had like a strong korero about Anunnaki, because I had no fucking idea what it was, right? Sure. And I feel like I'm a person that's tried to be well versed on most.
Yeah, right.
And there was like a whole, like you were teaching me,
Yeah, sure. And that was my intention. So it was more or less not of saying this is what it is. It's like I found this interesting. I find all these things interesting because it's no one knew about it. So not many people knew about it, or people were in denial.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go find something that was alien.
Yeah. The backtrack, yeah.
Yeah. The great Anunnaki, like a fascination thought.
The ancient
Gods of Sumer.
Let's start an
Intellectual conversation about the stories of ancient civilizations. Open your mind to a tale of epics.
If you're doubting yourself already,
You're probably a skeptic.
did you believe in Jesus turning
Water to wine,
walk in the water?
the truly divine.
You got the information from the New
Testament, huh?
You can find the same story inside the
Book of Islam. But it all came from the book of Enoch.
All the stories that you
Hold real close to your heart.
The Bible just about a
Lifesaver,
delivered by
crusaders,
sons of nice
rice paper. But there's so much more to humankind.
10,000 BC we
Had lasers,
Open your mind and
have the courage to cross that line and come and party with the
Anunnaki.
Aw, damn, everybody listening to Uncle Sam. Auction every itty bitty piece of land. I don't even know the reason you don't share. Sinny sin bin bin. Right there's a sinny sin sin. Sinny sin bin bin. Right there's a sinny sin sin. Sinny sin bin bin. Quick to kill a friend for a bottle of gin or a credit card pen. Look at the state that the world's in. You give a brother a hand and you sever your whole limb.
It's so dark.
And everything looks grim due to the temptations of one of the 7 sins.
So I'm the sober driver. I'm
Gonna need all your car keys while you get loose and party with the Anunnaki. Aw, damn, everybody listen to good Uncle Sam. Auction every itty bitty piece of land. I don't even know the reason you don't share. Sinny sin bin bin. Right there's a sinny sin sin. Sinny sin bin bin.
right there's a city sin.
Oh God, it's sticking the cocoa. And I'm blowing the broke chord. And doing the rain dance. Anunnaki, doing Anunnaki. Tricky doggy, doing Anunnaki. Doing Anunnaki. And party with the Anunnaki. Aw, damn. Everybody listen to good Uncle Sam. Auction every itty bitty piece of land. I don't even know the reason you don't share. Cities and bin bin. Right there's a sinny sin sin.
Right there's a
Silly sin, sin.
Chiki-daki,
Doing the Anunnaki.
chiki-daki,
Doing the Anunnaki.
chiki-daki, doing Anunnaki. Chiki-daki, doing
Anunnaki.
Chiki-daki, doing Anunnaki.
Shout out to Paul Holmes, Chiki Daki.
Another clap. Yeah. Bro. I mean, you already know that I'm like a #1 fan. The first time we met, you did like a little porphyry for us, right? Remember that? We did a porphyry. And then, I remember just kind of like going, telling you all the songs that I like and love. And then, you've shown me some new songs. And, my favorite is Control Alt Delete, because I become... When I listen to it, I become this like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
I can be a rapper too.
yeah, I fucking want to like turn over my table,
Yeah.
and, move my,
Yeah. Control or delete, task manager.
exactly. So you know where I stand with that, but like listening to your music, it inspires me too as an artist myself, or aspiring artist, right?
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Again, talking. You want some more?
No, it's like one of those things that, as an artist, it's really nice to hear, because those are the things you remember when you pursue or perform any song. It's like there's people out there that are really behind and believe what you say, and that's what you do it for. I share my songs out just to get people's input or thoughts. As before I go invest the full song, like I do a demo, and I done a song called Runaway, and I sent it to one of my friends who were really pretty, and she came back and said, "Wow, that song! I really needed that song today. I'm missing home, and it really was like something I really needed." And I hadn't intended, like getting a kiss.
Yeah.
And so I was like, those are the things that I was like, well, that's the reason I do my music. And Runaway was around single mothers going through all this stuff around having to keep it together, having to do the washing, the fathering, keeping it together, where there's many days they sit down and they're so exhausted that they have that feeling of, man, I could just get up and run away and never come back. But to have the mana of, I love my children so much that if I step one step out the door, I couldn't live with myself. So it kind of gave people who were going through that moments of being on a horse on 90 Mile Beach and just going and going and going, and having that minute of freedom, just for them to have that was nice. To have that, it's like an interval, and then to come back and go, but this is why I'm here, because I love my children, and so it gives them a reset of what they're grateful for.
That's what music does, right? Especially if you can emotionally invest, right?
Yeah.
You invest in something and stuff.
And then,
feel it, man.
Yeah, and then my friends go, "Are you all right, T? Are you okay? Like, are you gonna?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." But like, it's good, right? It's a good song, right? And they're like, "But like, are you gonna go? Like, what's wrong? What's like?
You okay though?
Yeah, like, are you okay?
You're
Okay?
right though. Like,
Yeah."
T.
And I'm saying, not only am I okay, but I need to get the high octave for that Runaway chorus. Like, see, I'm like detached from it because the character's in there. So as soon as the beat plays, you're already in that, and you can't get out of it. But people get invested because it's like they can feel it. Like they've all been there, so they can all go there too. Yeah.
And what I want to touch on is like, it's inspiring listening to artists and talking about their stuff, their work, because you get so passionate about it. But it's funny when you talk to, like, for example, when I talk to my family about like Brown Boys, my film, or like other like art, acting work that I've done, they're like, "Ed?
Yeah. Yeah.
How much money did you make?"
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's
Detached.
not,
Yeah, my mother's the same. I said, Mum, would you like to listen to our new song? And she'll go, how long is it? and I'm expecting it to come like that. And I go,
And we love our mothers. We love our mums.
Yeah, so you know how to answer. And you go, it won't be long, Mother. And it will be an experience of my lifetime. And she goes, oh, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, she goes, and then I started, and I'm always real, and that's like, and she's going, and she goes, son, it's too loud. What? Turn it down, like, that's noise.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm under, yeah, she goes, can you turn it down? Yeah. And I go, I'm going to have to start again. She goes, that's okay. Is your window closed in your room? And I'm like, and so it's just funny because she's there, and I need that. Because if she was obsessed with it, and going, you should do this, it wouldn't give me room to be my creative self.
Yeah.
And it's the things you need, and you need to identify as that. You need that. Okay, well, you know Michael Jackson's like millionaire, eh, boy? How are you gonna like Māori MJ here? Are you gonna moonwalk?
Well, you guys need to see the head movement right now. That because they're walking their tour, they're like, but what are you gonna make?
Yeah.
Like, well, how much money?
Yeah, come on, let's bring it in. Yeah, it's like. You've been down there for many moons now. Yeah, like, and they're trying to be like nice, like being poetic. Yeah. Oh. But they're true, and they go, "You're breaking my soul." Yeah, every year.
But they, like, one thing with mothers is that they know how to bring you down to earth. They bring you down to the soil. They kind of sometimes they dig a hole and put you in it, right?
Yeah, and then like you're doing the dishes in that hole too.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, just keep it. Yeah, like. It's 9 o'clock now, it's getting dark, it's like you've got school in the morning. Yeah, it's like school, But it all helped. Like she was like, education's gonna set you free.
Yeah.
And
they're real too, eh? Honest, yeah.
Yeah, it'll set you free in terms of your mind, having the power of knowledge. But overall, it's like hip hop has been a great catalyst for me around. Yeah. Being able to talk about topics that will always be relevant. And thank you again for allowing me to share my my whispers, my tears, and my
that's such an honest thing about our community as Pacific and Māori people is our parents, they tend to, and our cousins too, they're like, hey?
Yeah, they're the ones, and they're the testers of your first cousins are coming through, and I get choice. I just bought these new loafers, and they're going to see something else, because it's like we've been brought up the exact same way. It's like who wants something more.
What I love about talking to you is that I feel like we connect on a level that not many people do, right? We were having a good chat about it outside with artistry, when you've got a song and you've got a catalogue of work, right? Whether it be music or film or whatever it is, paintings, and you go, this is my masterpiece, right?
Yes.
This is the and you've got a song called Masterpiece, right? But this is my masterpiece.
Yeah. And
then someone else comes and says, oh, well, actually, that's not the best work that you've ever made.
Yeah.
Sorry, sorry, Levon. Look, if we really look in depth at your work,
and I
don't know why they turn into an English, have an English accent.
Because that's where the money's coming from. So, and they're just doing it by the book. So, like Billie Jean, for example, I look at Billie Jean, it's such an amazing, simple song, but it evokes so much. That was the start of R&B. That was the birth of R&B, that one song. And they measure Michael Jackson from that song, not knowing that up until that point he had to go through all these different genres and experiences to have that the girl is mine, and that Billie Jean, and that tone of having the uncertainty of, but knowing Billie Jean, like their whole mood. So it's like I'm at a point now where I was rushing things, but it's like experimenting. 12 months later, it's like, wow, that's amazing for these reasons, but that's what's helped me to be better at harmonizing, for example, or storytelling, or going into things that everyone can relate to. For example, having a crush on you, a chick on the bus, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
What is it? 369?
No. It's 10:42 girl.
10:42.
So bus stop 10:42, and everyone seems to relate to it. Like
Yeah.
in the
We all
hours.
got that girl that we all stared at on the bus, right?
Yeah,
all
yeah.
boy.
Yeah, all
No?
boy. Yeah.
So that's my team are going no. You wanna. But, yeah, we all had that. We all had that
Yeah.
girl that we that we stared at on the bus, and we thought, oh man, like I'll get married and have 3 children. And
Yeah. Like it was more or less of like I just want a kihi, but
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Sorry, I went too in depth.
I think
right,
it's
sorry.
like this fascination of daydreaming is a beautiful thing because it's like, whoa, how did I get to like House on the Prairie when I haven't even said hello? But it's like having that fascination of I go and go hello, and she goes, ooh, what? Yeah, and that's preventing you for 4 years of not going to say hello.
Yeah,
and you go, but what if she went? You finally did it.
Yeah. she you finally. I've been looking at you for so long.
Yeah, or her friend comes up and like, hi, and it's like, yeah, what? It's like, my friend Natalie, you know the one over there. What? Which one?
Yeah.
She really likes you. She's been senior, and so it's been a photo. Yeah, so it's like all these things going on. Yeah, 10:42 girl. Yeah, and then, but it's never happened, so it's going, you know, you're just talking to the bus driver. Hey mate, you know, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Shout out to the bus, hop cards.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
everyone-
definitely use them. I don't free train anywhere.
Oh, who so does now? But like Wi-Fi is everything. But yeah, 10:42 girl, Laura, Natalie, Laura, Tiffany, Epiphany, whoever label.
Oh man, crazy stuff, crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna play that as my exit if you wanna, like you know.
Ooh,
my
she is.
exit. Yeah, and we can all jump on the bus then, you know.
Oh, what are you up to tonight?
We're going to Mangere Tavern to experience some, what do you call it? Some camaraderie, some hostility, and some.
Well, hopefully not too much hostility, though.
Yeah, yes, yeah, like and some open mic. It's open mic, so you go jam some kani. I've been working on a few items. Yeah.
Oh, which ones?
Yeah, Sweet Life from Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
We won't get into it because you got to keep a little bit of mystique about you know.
What about that jam? That the one that I listened to in the car a couple months ago. The one that was inspired by marriage, or love.
Love, marriage.
Love
Was it?
and
Is that
marriage.
was it original?
Yeah, it was original. Yeah.
Love and marriage.
I don't want to say, but it was. You said it was like something that I inspired. That's
yeah.
why.
Yep, and you can't even remember what it is.
Had that Drake feel to it.
My girl a boss, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, be my wife. Yeah, that's probably
that's
my girl a boss. Flawless to a fault.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's a bit sexual. Shall we go back to 10:42 girl?
Yeah. Jan, no.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, this will be the last jam for this evening. 10:42 girl. Yeah. 10:42 girl. Yeah, we're off to the Hokianga initiative. Yeah. Whoa! Another daydream on my bus line. Phulaphekt, muddy boy. She's on the bus line, on the ground for 9 to 5 and always on time. Surely she's a one-of-a-kind, world-class time. No lie, no lie. No mind of any fella that's trying to get her. Tired, it's only cause she's walking around in everyone's mind. Step back, watch this. Hey girl, sitting over there. You seem to be new around here. Bet you know how to groove on down. Just need to be shown around town. Come on baby, I'm gonna make your night. All the other guys go to the back of the line. Oh yeah. Another daydream on my bus stop. If I try, really try, I could get a number, surely. But I'm feeling on dominoes falling, overthinking, already digging my burial. Getting hysterical, that's so terrible, marry you. All my inner demons are taking over, telling everybody the things I told her. But it's all lies, all lies. On a joke like on a bus line on the ground for 9 to 5, the noise on time. Surely she's a one of a kind, world class line. No liar, no lie, 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 lie. No mind of any fella that's trying to get her. She looks so tired, it's only cause she's walking around in everyone's mind. Whoa! Oh yeah. For the 9 to 5, ain't no time to be in DMs on the slip and slide. Running hard, if you ain't down to ride, I'm the guy. Then you're never gonna sleep all behind. I'm a rock while I rock the party, oh yeah. Say, I'm the only one that's rolling. I'm the only one that's holding. I'm the only one that's holding me back from you. I'm the only one that's holding. I'm the only one that's holding. I'm the only one that's holding me back from you. Damn. Yeah. Another daydream on my bus line. Oh, girl. Oh, yeah. Hokianga. Shout out to the bro. Levon James. Like a land.
Oh, again, could have given him a big round of applause. Fucking amazing, man, amazing. As well as that, like his stage name or his alter ego, Phulaphekt, is his name. How do we find your work, bro?
Yeah, find it on Spotify, YouTube. Yeah, Spotify's probably the best one.
Yeah.
YouTube, because I'm not on like people's minds. Hey. Phul is how you spell Phulaphekt. Phulaphekt.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And so people aren't going to find me, but you never found Tupac straight away, did you?
Oh, hey, no, you're gonna blow up. Let's what about the album?
Yeah, so the album Dragon Twin, I initially come up with the idea of dropping it on Halloween as a 20-track album, but I felt a lot of the songs would lose its luster due to the fact that it's clouded by other luster. So
Lustful.
Yeah, lustful. Grammar class. We'll end up finding singles working better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and doing them at the right times, like say dropping Control Delete on Halloween, because it has the Freddy Krueger and just the like teaching all these rookie dudes and saying voodoo during the like more lofty times of the when people are in whangariri. It's like, yeah, let's do that voodoo thing. Yeah. So it's a bit more fitting in standalone sense to people play the songs they like again and again as standalones. Yeah.
No, that's cool, bro. And as well as that, I know I don't want to kind of like give away too much. I know you've got an album coming out.
You're doing giveaways?
Hey. Let's not start those ones. You've got this album coming out, Dragon Twin, right? And then you've got other projects under the belt as well.
So following that was I just had an addiction to making songs. I was like, let's package these. Backstreet Masterpiece. It came from the idea that we'd have ciphers in the back, the back streets of the city, and it's just bros and a Huey Boom and banter, and we'd have moments where it's like, man, that was amazing. Wow, if only we had captured that on video or recorded it. But we all said, no, it was kind of like just for us. That masterpiece was only for us, and will forever be that moment that we share together. And that's the Backstreet Masterpiece. Yeah.
That's it. Well, I'm so blessed to have you on this podcast, my bro. I appreciate you so much. Let's go get a little bit of Hokianga and also sing some songs, alright?
Hokianga.
Alright, that's us. Hokianga Initiative. We out.